Hello, everyone, and welcome to the virtual Road America, and welcome to 2026. It's Murph. It's Jacob Collins. It's the voice of the University of Massachusetts at Lowell men's hockey team, Luca Tedesco. And race fans, we've got not one but two pro licenses. We've got a 4,200 split. We've got series champions. We've got guys that just spent a month at the Rectangle in Indianapolis. And we've got a bunch of people who have never raced with a hybrid before. Storylines abound, Jacob and Luca, as we head into 2026 here in iRacing.
Yeah, it's certainly a tale of stories. We just saw the Hoosier 500, the first major event with that hybrid system in place. And this will be the first road course appearance we'll see for pretty much every driver in the field, more than likely, with that hybrid system on board.
You know, it most certainly...
Absolutely it is. I mean,
go ahead.
The big question today is going to be battery saving, battery consumption, how much you're willing to use, when you're willing to use it, how you're going to use that to attack other drivers. It's going to be a lot of fun watching these guys go to battle in these brand new car that still people are really trying to figure out how this thing works.
You know, they most certainly are. And here's the thing, right? You know, you've got Phil Kraus, Jaden Munoz, guys that you don't normally see in these Monday night races, at least of late, but they're here, and the reason they're here is because of the hybrid. As we alluded to, iRacing has added the hybrid system for the Indy cars. It is a manual system, and so you do have to both charge and deploy at your own whim. That is in addition to push to pass, and so these drivers are going to be learning that hybrid system along with other things here. And you've got Jaden Munoz. There's Jaden as he circulates. We were watching Phil Kraus earlier. My Trading Paints, I believe, may be playing some tricks on me, so we'll go ahead and get that loaded back up. But by and large, this is going to be very much a learning event tonight, isn't it, fellas?
Absolutely. I mean, it's unless you spent the last week running laps at Indianapolis, you may not have ever figured this out or have ever run this before. You may not have the buttons mapped the way that you thought you did. You may have had to move some stuff around. From experience, just running practice, just by myself, this is a very difficult system to master. It's easy to run, but it's hard to master, trying to use all your brain power to figure out all the different buttons and manually get all the battery going through those rear wheels.
Well, and that's part of it too, isn't it, boys? Is that we've only really had one race, and that is the Hoosier 500. This is going to be the first test under fire for the likes of Kevin Burrell, Will Weiser, Anna Klimek, Logan Edwards, Sophie O'Connell. They were not in the Hoosier 500. Jesper Dahlgren, one of the community stalwarts, he was not there either. Caleb Brashear missed that race. So did Mitch Walker. This is really the first time that those drivers have had to cope with that system, and it's also the first road course. And so Indianapolis on the oval, manual regeneration. Here on the road course, you don't have to worry about that quite so much. These drivers are going to be able to rely on braking in order to recharge that battery, right?
Yeah, the big thing here on the road courses is you do have a bit more opportunity. The car will regen that hybrid a bit more. Obviously, with Indianapolis, you're more or less holding the loud pedal all the way to the floor, barring traffic situations you may lift a little bit. But aside from being below 20% throttle, the only other way for the car to do hybrid regen on its own is on the brake pedal. And you don't tend to see that on too many ovals, barring some limited exceptions. So that plays into the bit of the strategy here. I've been told, or at least word on the street, is we're going to see roughly 5 deployments a lap or more every lap around the 4-mile Road America here. So it's definitely going to be one of those things where you want to use it, but you also want to use it in tandem with that push-to-pass system. It seems to kind of maximize it. You're able to get on both buttons at once, if you will, to really push that car to the edge.
You can, and so we know about the push-to-pass button. That's the extra 50 horsepower. You get 200 seconds of that. The hybrid system, boys, how much power do we think that that's going to lay down for these drivers here to those rear wheels?
Well, the thing is about the hybrid system, and this is kind of a sticking point for a lot of people, is due to the added weight in the race car, the actual benefit that you get is arguably basically nothing. Like, you're pretty much only going as fast as you would be going if you didn't have it in the first place. However, with this added weight and slowing you down anyway, using this button is still going to be very important, and it's going to require a lot of patience to try and learn, and a lot of pretty much whoever can use their brain power the best to run this thing, they're really going to have an advantage early on in the season as everybody tries to solve this problem at the same exact time.
Well, there we go. Speaking of brain power, we are just about ready to see Shady Ahmed go away, and go away he does, and that means that we're about ready to have a starting grid, fellas.
Yeah, first of the season. Let's do this.
Absolutely. On the pole with a lap of 1 minute 42.581 seconds, it's the general, Kevin Burrell. He's going to be joined to his outside by the pro. That would be Phil Kraus. And you can spell it with a PH or an F. It doesn't seem to matter. Phil Kraus. Fast as always, he's going to go from P2. Aiden Meistitz, Nadi Immel position will qualify third and fourth. Will Weiser, Anna Klimek, they're going to go from row 3. Alex Van de Zandt making an appearance in the top split. Zandt is going to run from 7th. Logan Edwards, Sophia Connellan, Jesper Dahlgren, they're going to round out the top 10. In 11th, it's going to be Caleb Brashear, the SM Gaming Expo champion. He's going to be flanked by Thomas Van Kirk. Then Mitch Welker, the FIS king. He'll roll next to former series champion Rashad Craig. David Hinger, Nick Sudik will start 15th and 16th, and then it's Franco Machini and Shady Ahmed 17th and 18th. The top 20 is rounded out by Ty Keela and Daniel Durazo. Daniel the Cat starts 20th. In 21st, Jared Wakefield, Matthias Marcamini, 22nd, did not take time or did not have a time accepted, and I bet this is going to be worth the price of admission, boys. Jaden Munoz, the other pro license in the race. Leon Flugiker will start 24th next to Jaden. Hunter Ingrav, multiple race winner last season. Hunter Ingrav is going to start 25th. And lastly, you're going to have Tyler Langenberg, who likes to come from the back, boys. Langenberg is going to go 26th. It is a full field, 4,200 strength of field, and we're going to get to enjoy a full pace lap here at Road America. How about that?
This isn't going to take a while at all. We're not going to be
Don't they have
bored out of our minds.
Don't they have a cutoff here, Jacob, that they can use in real life?
Good luck.
So they have a cutoff, but perhaps more importantly, iRacing does have a shortened pace lap around here that starts you just before Canada Corner, I believe. I'm not entirely certain why we've seen so little of that being used on the sim. I do think iRacing just wants us to really take in the sights and sounds of Sheboygan County, Wisconsin, as they navigate basically the National Park of Speed. It's in a forest, more or less. They got disc golf out here, Mark.
It is a beautiful place. If you have not been to Road America, by all means, race fans, go. It is absolutely one of the most amazing places that you'll see a race. I was there in 2006. I watched AJ Allmendinger take it to Sebastian Bourdais and Paul Tracy, and that was a great time. We were there. I was actually standing in the kink when Catherine Legg lost her rear wing. When that car came back by us, they brought it back by in buckets, and I was for certain that we had just watched the demise of the great female British driver. Thankfully, Catherine walked by not soon thereafter. So, but this is a wickedly fun place to go to a race. It is a ton of fun to be a fan here. It is a lot of fun to drive it in person. I've had a chance to do that. I know you have too, Jacob. It's a lot of fun to drive it in person. They have an excellent kart track here that I believe you're familiar with, Mr. Collins.
Yes, sir. Multiple configurations of it, including, I believe they at one point in time were doing oval races on the kart track.
Yeah, I mean it is an absolute blast to be here. It's fun to be here in the Sim 2. This is always a race that draws extremely well from a competitor standpoint. We had 89 signups, boys.
Yeah, I think so.
Which basically means that we've got a full field here, 26 cars were 26 cars signed in for the top split. Again, a 4,200. We've got 2 pro licenses. And I'm going to be interested to see, looking at this, how long Jaden Munoz and Hunter Ingrove stay at the back. It was not because those 2 drivers were not trying to take time. They didn't want to start back there. They ran off the road, got a 1X during both of their hot laps, and that's why they're starting in the back.
Yeah, fortunately, a big part of the race in a lot of cases is that qualifying lap. You know, you see drivers have to claw their way through the field here, and that can be difficult sometimes, especially in the opening stages when everybody's fighting for every inch.
Something else to keep in mind here as we watch, boys, there are only 2 cars going off on the red alternate tires. Logan Edwards in 8th and David Hinger from 15th are the only 2 drivers that have opted to start this race on the reds, Luca. Everybody else is going off on the primary black sidewall harder compound. Kind of talk us through what the pit windows look like, fellas, and what you think you're going to see from that angle here.
Well, this is going to require, I believe, at least 1 pit stop, if not 2. So definitely an interesting call to go out there on the faster compound early in the race, try and maybe just jump out to a lead, but we will all find out together whether or not that alternate strategy is the right call.
It may be indeed. The best time to make hay is when the sun is shining, and that is usually on a start or a restart. We know we're only going to get one of those. Your final thoughts, Mr. Collins, before we head up the hill and grab the green flag.
Yeah, I think the big thing to watch is who's going to stay out the longest. The black tire tends to be the preferred tire here, and we'll see pit stops likely around the halfway mark. It's just going to be who tries to extend it any further than that.
It will be indeed. Up the hill they climb. Kevin Burrell is going to get the jump on Phil Kraus. Barney's got the green flag in his hand. We are away. Welcome to 2026 in iRacing. Kevin Burrell jumps to lead. Phil Kraus behind him in the field is going to fan out 2 and 3 wide behind him.
Down into turn number 1 and through the imaginary turn 2. Burrell starting to get out to about a 1/4 of a second lead as they run down the backstretch and head towards turn number 4.
Everybody safely.
Or is that 5?
Yeah, everybody made it safely through turns 1, 2, and 3. And now we head down the hill. This is a very fast part of the track, and we're watching Sophia Connell all over Jesper Dahlgren. That is a battle for 10th spot. Jesper is going to hang on. Up the hill to turn numbers 5 and 6. Now these corners here are the ones that give me fits, boys.
Yeah, so we watch Burrell enter turn 8. I call this the don't panic corner because you very much got to get very heavy on the brakes, basically track all the way out to the gravel pit on the outside there and make it stick.
You most certainly do. There's Alex Van de Zandt. He is in 8th. Sophia Connell 9th. They are battling here. You've got Will Weiser in front of them looking at Anna Klimek. Logan Edwards has made it to 5th. And there we go. You're going to have a battle between Klimek and Edwards. Down into Canada corner. Give the spot to Logan Edwards over Nadia Immel. And then you've got Will Weiser battling with Anna Klimek. I do believe, boys, that we're looking at a bit of a trading paints issue as well. Not on our side. We did refresh. However, it does appear that there are some drivers, at least, whose schemes are not appearing. And so I do apologize to all of them in advance. We did reload it twice, boys.
Well, sometimes you just got to watch out for the, instead of the pretty colors, you just got to look out for the numbers. I remember when I was covering hockey, sometimes we'd be stuck in the corner of the rink, and we'd be looking at the front of the jersey instead of the back, but I believe we have somebody who just dropped out of the race.
That would be Rashad Craig. Rashad Craig is on the pit lane, and he is going to punch out, and that is a former series champion, and problems have befallen Rashad Craig. We'll keep an eye on that for you. Meanwhile, the purple and white car, not colored in the Luke Mansky colors, Logan Edwards, is the car we are watching chase down Phil Kraus. Now, Logan Edwards is one of those cars on the red tires.
I believe Thomas Van Kirk just went off the racetrack over near the sweeper.
Over in the carousel, Thomas Van Kirk, and there he is.
Carousel, excuse me.
He's got Franco Machini right behind him. Now, Thomas Van Kirk has kept it going in the Dunder Mifflin liveried machine. So Thomas Van Kirk is in good shape, and there he goes. He's just behind Hunter Ingrave. The battle on the track, though, for position is right here. It's Phil Kraus third, Logan Edwards in fourth. Logan Edwards is all over the back of Phil, and with those red tires, Logan Edwards wants to go, and he wants to get going now, boys.
Yeah, the very, very heavy braking zones, long straightaways here at Road America are going to eat those tires up rather quickly, and the time to pounce is probably about, lap 2, 3, 4, not much further than that, as you'll start to see him kind of fall off about halfway through his stint here.
You most certainly will. Kevin Burrell, the general, does lead it. He's got Aiden Meistitz behind him in second. Phil Kraus has been soldiering along as a loyal third here. He's about half a second to a second back of Meistitz, and then Logan Edwards is about half a second behind him. Will Weiser is fifth in the second Luke Mansky car, and then you've got Nadi Immel. Then behind Nadi Immel, you've got Alex Van de Zandt. Now, Van de Zandt has been under fire from Anna Klimek and Sophia Connell in those two TMR cars. They have been relentless on Zandt as Caleb Brashear runs wide in turn number 5. But they have been after Alex for quite a few laps here, or quite a while. I wouldn't say quite a few laps. A lap here is a while. It's a minute 45 to get around Road America, so it does take a minute. You're looking at Sophia Connell now, looking to the inside of teammate Anna Klimek. Doesn't quite pull that off.
Well, here's a question I have for you. Not off topic at all, but just a bit of a question. What would you consider to be America's answer to Spa? Is it Road America or Watkins Glen? I have my own opinions on this, but I want to hear what you guys have to say.
I will let the man from the land of beer and cheese answer that first.
Well, here's the difference between the two, between this and Spa. I like this one.
Fair enough.
I think the big thing that separates it for me is that the corner complexes here at Road America are much more gradual. The change in direction isn't quite as sudden in often cases. The Spa's a bit more, it leans a bit more heavy on what most people would consider chicane-style corners. The elevation change is certainly there, don't get me wrong, but to me they drive like two completely different tracks.
I am of the opinion that Watkins Glen is the most European-feeling circuit in, at least in the United States, according to my uncultured opinion. But Road America is definitely maybe the most American-feeling road course. Just very wide, sweeping, but I mean, I love this place. I love Watkins Glen. I am slowly coming toward your opinion on Spa, however, Jacob.
So, I have several opinions on this matter. The first is that Herman Tilke should be denied entry into either the state of New York or the state of Wisconsin. Jacob, you're a Wisconsinite. If you could make sure that man never sets foot in your home state, that would be perfect, right? I do not ever want to see, especially this track, spoiled by a chicane.
Well, it already has. They've got a motorcycle one right near the kink. They call it Bend.
Yes, but we don't use it.
Correct.
We don't use it. And so keep the man who destroyed the Nürburgring and Hockenheim away from this one. That would be my first thing. Beyond that, I think both tracks, both Watkins Glen and Road America, have their merits. But I think the thing that tips it in favor of Road America for me is simply that I've been here to several events, and there's, other than Indianapolis, there's not any other track that I've been to, and I've been to them all over the country. There's not any other circuit other than Indianapolis that has its own feel or personality. None of the NASCAR tracks do. You go to Charlotte, that's the same as going to Atlanta, the same as going to Kansas or Chicago. Really, the only NASCAR track I've ever been to that had personality was Rockingham. As we watch Phil Krause, he's closing back in on second place Aiden Meistitz, and he's looking now to see if Phil Krause looking to see if he can't grab that second spot. Krause has been a couple of tenths quicker, and we don't want to sell that short. But Rockingham is about the only NASCAR track I've ever been to that had kind of its own personality. Road America is a couple of steps above that. And it's really the only track that I've been to other than Indianapolis that really has kind of its own soul, so to speak. Does that make sense to you guys?
Absolutely. We want to talk about earning your merits. Jaden Munoz, after starting, I believe, 24th tonight, is up to 7th, hunting down Van de Zandt down the front straightaway here, looking to the inside.
Yeah, Jaden Munoz has the inside of Van de Zandt. We wondered aloud how long this would take. The answer is 6 laps, and the answer is 5 laps coming to lap 6. Jaden Munoz started this race in 23rd spot. 23rd spot, and I'm assuming still Williams Esports, although the livery for whatever reason isn't showing this evening. But Jaden Munoz has gone from 23rd to 6th. That is a wild.
Now the man is absolutely flying around this 4.04 mile circuit. I know it's listed as 4 flat here on iRacing, but it is officially 4.06 miles around this beautiful track here in Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin. Virtual Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin.
It is. Now, I don't want to miss anything, but Phil Krause has been working on Aiden Meistitz for the last couple of laps, and Phil Krause has gone from over a second behind to there, and he's going to make the try here going down into Canada Corner. Phil Krause to the inside, looking on Aiden Meistitz, and he's going to get it. Meistitz is going to cede the position, and now Phil Krause is going to set sail after his old rival and fellow Pro Series competitor, Kevin Burrell, as they head to finish lap 6 and start lap 7.
Somebody go to Staples and buy an easy button. Jeez.
That was well done.
Go ahead.
That was well done. By the way, Jacob, if you're keeping tabs on lap times, and Aiden's not done, he's going to try to flash to the inside here. Thinks better of it going into turn 1. Phil Krause has consistently been a couple of tenths of a second a lap quicker than Kevin Burrell. Jaden Munoz is a tenth quicker than both of them. Jaden Munoz is coming.
Yeah, and kind of going back to Phil's easy button pass, that is very much the prime passing opportunity. You're able to build up a huge bound of momentum coming off the carousel down that absolutely colossal straightaway, heading down towards Canada Corner. And if you can time kind of the time you punch into the throttle through the carousel and get in the toe of the car ahead, it does turn into kind of that easy button flow state pass where you don't have to think about it too hard. And if you can hit that consistently, that can do you tons and tons of favors at this very draft-dependent track.
How easy has it been for that man right there, Phil Krause? He has yet to touch the push-to-pass, race fans.
I was just about to mention that.
he has
Beat
not.
Me to it by half a second.
Yeah, he hasn't yet hit the button. The only other car that hasn't used it is Rashad Craig. Rashad involved in an early fracas. He's already been to the pit lane at the end of lap 1, lost a front wing. So Rashad Craig down in 25th spot has not used any of his push-to-pass either. Daniel the Cat Durazo has made a pit stop on lap 6. Now, Daniel the Cat can theoretically make it 16 laps, but boys, he's going to have to go awful slow to do that.
Yeah, it's going to be full save and then some to make that many laps around here.
Now, to be fair though, Luca, he's got an advantage that I often employ here. He's a lap down, so he's going to have to do one less lap than everybody else, right?
Well, I guess technically you have to do one less lap, but if you want to win, you're going to have to do a lap more. I mean, obviously, chances are that it's any opportunity for him to pull anything off at this point is well in the rearview mirror. But I mean, hey, you can go longer and maybe try and pull off a fastest lap later in the race.
Yeah, no, I gotcha. It is worth
I feel
noting.
like I misunderstood what you were trying to say.
Well, I often have that, and Jacob Collins has witnessed this from the pit wall. I often in these races wind up a lap down, so everybody else is desperately saving fuel. Meanwhile, I'm running as hard as I can because I know I don't have to go the extra lap because I will have finished laps behind. I actually had one race, fellows, where the leader deliberately let me unlap myself so that I could run out of gas. That was fun.
Ooh, sneaky.
It was a big brain move. I was being chased by one of his teammates that was on better fuel, and so it cost me the spot. Obviously, I ran out. But we're looking at guys who aren't going to run out of fuel. This is Kevin Burrell leading. Phil Kraus is second. The general last time through, minute 45, 2:59. Phil Kraus, 1:44, 5:37. Phil is coming. Jaden Munoz, though, is coming harder. Here's Munoz. Again, the Williams Esports driver, 1:44, 5:38. So exactly the same pace as Phil. Jaden Munoz is now looking at the back of Logan Edwards.
And let's give some credit to Logan Edwards. He's made those alternates hang pretty well. He's stayed relatively close to Will Weiser, his teammate, just down the road. And with Munoz making it by, maybe that'll give him some more opportunity to work the draft and stay up closer to this lead group. And maybe come the pit cycle, he can have something here.
Yeah, they've got 4 seconds in hand over Alex Van de Zandt in 7th place. So, that may be a benefit to Logan Edwards. He can kind of use the suck and pull up behind Jaden Munoz, get to Weiser, and just kind of, use that draft to accordion himself forward. But Jaden Munoz is coming, and it's not going to be probably but the end of the back straight heading into Canada corner that Jaden Munoz is going to be 4th here.
He is just showing why he is a Pro Series competitor. He is just absolutely blowing the doors off of everyone else on this racetrack. 18 spots. However, he has used already probably about almost 70 seconds worth of push to pass, but the guy ahead of him, Will Weiser, he's already almost halfway through his allotment.
He is indeed. Will Weiser, 112 seconds left. Jaden Munoz, 113. Here they come. Past Canada Court, so didn't get him that time. The next opportunity is going to be down the front straightaway. Here they come through turn 13. We're going to get up the hill, and let's see if Jaden Munoz can make the pass this time.
He's on the button.
Here's
Here
the pop.
he comes, looking down the inside, and he might blow by him, or they're going to use the hybrid going in, and he's able to make the pass heading into turn number 1, and he's up to 4th, 19 spots ahead of where he started.
Jaden Munoz, a man on a mission. It's going to start getting harder, though, because the next 3 cars are 3 seconds. It's 3 seconds up the road to this man, Aiden Meistitz. Meistitz is looking at a battle for the lead because Phil Kraus just went past the general Kevin Burrell, moved Phil Kraus to the lead. Kevin Burrell is now second, and we are right in the window, boys, where you might consider coming to get those red alternate tires. Usually they're good for anywhere between 10 to 12 laps as the outer edge of the stickum on those alternate tires. And so now's the time if you want to come get them. We're getting close to halfway. You might be able to make it work, and let's see if Kevin Burrell decides to dive on off onto pit road and see if he can't take Phil Kraus to task here, maybe on an undercut.
Big concern with the undercut here is just how aggressive that fall off becomes late in the run, right? We talked about with Edwards on the alternates that those things kind of chunk up pretty early, and him being able to hold onto a toe has been crucial for that. If he comes in undercuts and he's all by himself, that might make that undercut not nearly as valuable as it could be.
We'll see.
I want to just
Go ahead, Luca.
one thing I want to mention very, very quickly is Munoz just dropped the fastest lap of this race on the previous lap by almost 0.2 of a second. 1:44.278 now. He just dropped another 10th off his lap time.
Yes, he did indeed. He is now 2.3 seconds to Aiden Meistitz. And here's the thing. When you look off the roll bar, he can now see Aiden in front of him. And that's a huge thing when you're a race driver. You can't see the guy, you got the hammer down, but when you can visually see the driver in front of you, that's a ton of motivation. Right on board with Jaden Munoz for a moment. Do want to thank everybody in the audience. We've got a massive crowd here tonight. Do want to thank everybody for tuning it in. If you haven't already done it, make sure you smash the like button on the video, ring the bell, subscribe to P1 so that you can be notified of all future iRacing broadcasts just like this one. Later on tonight, we're going to have the Indy Next top split from right here at Road America. Tomorrow at 8:15, that starts a doubleheader. It is Gary Gonzo at 7:15 with the Indy Oval top split. That's going to be from Gateway, and that will immediately be followed by Jacob Collins in the Indy Next Oval top split. Wednesdays, you're looking at our friends from the Formula Indy Series and Horizon Racing League. Both of those go on Wednesday nights at 8:20 and 8 o'clock respectively. Thursday, we're off for a while, but then it's going to be the AMA Grand National Series on Thursday. The trucks are on Friday. Mercifully, Gary lets us have Saturday and Sunday off, at least until the votive and dark horse seasons start again in January. But the big news, fellas, I don't know if you heard this or not. We've got Area 51, one of the longest running IndyCar leagues, ready to join the P1 broadcasting channel, and that is going to happen with their new season. Area 51, their new season starts January 6th at Homestead. It's going to be a 9:30 start. So we're back to triple headers on Tuesday nights, boys. And that's going to be a lot of fun as well. Andrew Wood and I are going to have the call. So not only do you get to see great racing, but you get to hear Andrew Wood talk about how terrible of a driver I am, but a great pilot.
Oh, do you do flight sim as well?
I do flight sim.
No, Mark turns his IndyCar into an airplane.
I do hold both the distance and altitude record at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Last 2 seasons ago in Area 51, I went into turn 1, took off, and flew myself to Methodist. Do not do that, Luca. It's not good.
I wasn't planning on it, but, you know, it's always good to have a little bit of reinforcement. By the way, Will Weisner is just, like, hammering the push-to-pass button. He's down to 86 seconds, and we've still got 10 laps to go. That is not the most ideal strat, if I do say so myself.
Well, not only that, but he's not going to be able to use them when he's on the red sidewall tires. It's worth noting Kevin Burrell had dropped back from Phil Krause earlier. The General is now right back up on the gearbox of Phil Krause, and so we're looking to kind of see what that portends. There's the back of Phil Krause looking at Kevin in that fiercely Ford machine. Jaden Munoz has now moved past Aiden Meistitz, so Jaden Munoz is now third from 23rd. That's 20 spots, boys.
That's absurd. That's just absolutely absurd.
It's a big move, Jacob. And Kevin Burrell's not done. I think he wants this lead back, guys.
But always best to be in front. Go ahead,
Well,
Jake.
not always.
Except at Indianapolis, like I did in the Formula Funds, where I was leading for up until about the last 50 feet, and then lost. And I was sad. I was quite sad.
Well, don't be sad.
Those don't count.
Don't be sad. We've got a great race headed here. Jacob, how much longer do you think these boys are going to let these are going to go on these tires? As we watch Kevin Burrell, he's going to dive it to the inside of Krause. Not quite enough at Canada Corner. How much longer do you think these guys are going to leave these tires here?
Well, I would suspect either this time or maybe within the next 2. I can't imagine they'd go much further than, say, lap 15. I want to say the full fuel run here.
Here comes
as we see
Burrell.
Kevin dive down.
Yeah, here comes
Lap
Burrell.
14 or 15, you're basically on empty no matter how you slice it. This track's just too big for that, as we see Munoz and Matias down the pit lane as
Here's
well.
Weiser as
Weiser
well.
also. Van de Zandt is
Here
going to go
comes
for
everyone.
another. Klimek is coming in. I believe that's Anna the Deer coming in behind Van de Zandt. Sophia Connell is in. Here comes Brashear. Oh, we've got contact. Hard contact on pit lane. That is Caleb Brashear and the number
Connell,
6
I
of
think.
Leon.
Oh,
No, that was Leon Flugiker.
oh, really? But Connell is she's got a meatball as well. There's a lot of contact on pit lane.
All right, so
Yeah, I think Cannell got blocked up on the brakes coming down.
yeah, so here's the incident between Flugiker and Brashear. This is what we were watching earlier. They get Jesper Dahlgren right behind them, and then we'll get back to
That's not what you want to see.
It is not. And then Jesper clouts the wall trying to avoid him. Meanwhile, there's a car spinning out behind them. And then you said, who else did you say was involved in actions on pit lane?
Sophia Connell, she's out as well. Let's see what happened here. Did she just spin herself out? I'm kind of confused.
Well, here she is.
Oh,
yeah,
I see what happened.
yeah, she spun herself coming through the final corner there.
Did she try to? Oh, she didn't realize. I guess didn't see the pit lane entrance. That was really strange.
And then just there's the contact that ends Sophia's night. So some events have certainly taken place here. All of that has added up to Alex Van de Zandt temporarily being your leader. Phil Kraus too fast entering pit lane. Phil Kraus with a black flag. Van de Zandt comes to pit lane, and that's going to leave this man, the general Kevin Burrell, pretty much in command. He's got Jaden Munoz behind him in second, but Phil Kraus too fast on pit lane. This is something that, guys, we had talked about watching the Indianapolis 500, watching the Hoosier 500. Here's Phil, that the Power Slide the Power Slide Team Hype drivers had such a huge advantage, and there you saw it from Phil Kraus, had such a huge advantage on the remainder of the field, getting onto pit lane. And Phil Kraus pushed the envelope just a little bit too far. Black flag for the number 2 from the lead.
I mean, I just looked at the replay. I mean, it doesn't look like he ever sped. I'm really confused by that as to what exactly happened. Was it entering, or was it did he accidentally hit the button?
It was entering. We know that. We don't know where, so iRacing does not tell us that. We just know it was too fast entering. A couple of different scenarios are at play. The first is that he could have just been we didn't have the telemetry, so we don't know. It could have just been that he overcooked it and said, look, I'm not even going to try to wreck. I'm not going to wreck the car trying to slow it down. We'll just take our punishment here, knowing that he was over. And the other part is, and I've done this, and you got to remember hybrids and so forth, but I've done that where I've just simply gone down to pit lane and clicked the pit speed limiter button off when I was trying to do something else. And that could have been too. We don't know.
Want to bring your attention to Munoz. He is reeling in Kevin Burrell. He got a really good chance going into Canada corner last lap. Not going to try it this time, but I would not be surprised if he goes for it into Canada this time. Bye.
Yeah, it's Kevin Burrell is under fire from the Williams Esports driver, and there it is off the back of Burrell, looking back at Munoz. They're now 1.6 seconds clear of Aiden Meistitz or Aiden Mateys, and so we're not going to see Aiden figure into this. But here comes Jaden Munoz. He had a look at the bottom of Hurry Downs that time into turn number 6. He didn't make the move, but he's going to eventually make that move, fellas. That was turn 4, rather, under the Corvette bridge. Now they're headed down toward turn 6. I don't even know where I am, Jacob.
Well, Mark, you got to remember, Road America has those imaginary corners that they count as corners that aren't corners, because the carousel here is 9 and 10, and we'll head down towards the kink at 11. And then they have a bunch of stuff that they don't even label as corners that might have better arguments as being corners between 11 and 12 that the iRacing track map denotes as 11A and 11B. And then you get to Canada, which is 12.
In case you're wondering, fans, what Jacob Collins and I do when we're not broadcasting, we argue about how many corners there are at Road America.
I would like to enter this argument. Infinity.
A number greater than 1 and less than positive infinity within the boundaries of the real number system.
Yeah, I'm not sure. The real numbers, it might be in. Seeing that we are in a virtual track, would it technically not be an imaginary number?
I don't know.
Well, actually,
fellas, we got to pass for the lead. No. He thought about it. Jaden Munoz made the pop. He thought about it, and he didn't go for it. Now, here's the thing. The General has a 16-second advantage in push to pass. Kevin Burrell, 94 seconds. Munoz, 78. But Munoz is going to try to drive it around the outside, boys.
Wee, here he goes. And Munoz has a black flag. Did he go off course? What happened there? I'm going to go... That's strange. I don't understand why he has a black flag.
Did he shortcut the course?
I'm going back to take a look. You guys just keep calling it. I'll come up with something.
Jade Munoz.
Off track.
Yeah, Jade Munoz is the leader. He has a black flag for off track. Now, is that a slowdown or are they calling him in?
He probably hit the incident limit, so they'll bring him down the pit lane.
Oh, dear. I am going to see if I can't find... Yeah, it just says...
Yeah, there's just a black flag. But we're about to find out whether or not he's going to have to come in and serve a penalty here. But this race is getting nuts in a hurry.
Yeah, that is a big deal. Jaden Munoz is apparently going to have to serve at least a drive-through. It would appear for incident limits, and that is something that you can most assuredly have happen here, where you go over the incident limit. Munoz not going to answer the black flag this time. And maybe he feels as though, look, he's got 3 laps to answer it. You might as well go ahead and get the good off of those reds while you can. When he comes down pit lane, they'll cool off. Maybe he'll get another heater or 2. Try to save as much as he can. He's probably going to drop back to, 7th or 8th here would be my guess. Somewhere in there. If it's just a drive-through, he should slot in between Anna Klimek in 7th and Jesper Dahlgren in 8th would be my guess. And we haven't talked about him very much, but right behind Jesper is Hunter Ingrave. There's Hunter in the 17. He's sporting a car with colors that look very familiar to me, Mr. Collins. But he's right behind Jesper. Hunter Ungrav started this race dead last, 25th rather. Langenberg started last, but Hunter has made up 16 spots, and with the penalty to Jaden Munoz, he may very well wind up being the most improved driver out here.
Yeah, I believe that's one of Hunter's 3 new liveries he showed off recently heading into the new year here, so it's good to see some fresh coat of paint on that Dallara IR18 for Mr. Ingrave.
It is. Again, those colors look very familiar to me, Jacob. The chrome, red, white, and blue. I love it. I love it so. Imitation, the best form of flattery, right? And then, of course, the familiar gold and blue in front of him. That's Jesper Dahlgren with the Road Racing entry, the 3 crowns on the back. Jaden Munoz still has not answered the black flag, boys. If he doesn't come next time, he's going to get DQ'd if he truly does have that black flag.
No, what if this, and just bear with me, I am going to be a bit of a class clown here. What if this is a you can't make me, you're not my real dad situation here from Jaden Munoz?
Well, how about it, Mr. Collins? You're the closest thing we have to an official. You're the community leader for many of the lower Formula Series. How about it? What happens if you don't answer the black flag?
Well, then they yoink your steering wheel out of your virtual race car and tell you to go home. Is I believe the rule book approach on that one.
So you get.
Well, you know what?
It's a disconnect, right?
Yeah.
It at least takes you out of the car. Yes.
Copy that. So if this is real, and we're assuming, we're assuming that Jaden Munoz has a black flag. I'm showing it in my timing and scoring. You fellas are showing it in yours as well, correct?
Yeah. Yep.
So Jaden Munoz will have to answer the black flag this time. When he does his drive-through, that should put him, we are guessing, in 7th or 8th, depending on where he files out. He should come out somewhere between Klimek and Ingrav, so I would assume in 7th. But Munoz is going to have to serve that penalty at some point. We do want to thank everybody for watching as we get down to the final laps here. It's great to have such an awesome crowd. Here comes Jaden Munoz, so he'll serve that penalty. Next best battle on the track, by the way, is Anna the Deer in 7th, and she is chasing down Logan Edwards. Anna 7th, Edwards 6th. This is the next best battle on the track. We do want to thank everybody for tuning it in. Welcome to Lucas Legato, Ziggy, as well as Brett and John to the chat. If you haven't already done it, make sure you smash the like button on the video, ring the bell, subscribe to P1 so that you can be notified of all future iRacing action right here on P1. Later on tonight, we're going to have the Indy Next Race from Road America. Tomorrow, it's a doubleheader. The Indy Oval Top Split, I believe, is from Gateway, and it's going to be immediately followed by the Indy Next Top Split Oval race. Wednesdays, you've got the Horizon INDYCAR Series as well as the Formula Indy Series. They run at 8 and 8:20 respectively. Thursday and Friday, we're going to have the AMA back, beginning with the start of the NASCAR season in February. Gary mercifully gives us Saturday off. Sunday, it is the Dark Horse DW12 Series, sharing time with the Votive Indy Series. They're going to be back beginning in January. And fellas, beginning January 6th, it's a triple header. Area 51 is going to be the nightcap on Thursday night. We're pleased to welcome one of the longest running and most prestigious INDYCAR Series in the service, coming to you beginning Tuesday nights, 9:30. January 6th is the opening race. It'll be Andrew Wood and I on the call for that one. We're watching Anna Klimek chase down Logan Edwards. Edwards 5th. Klimek is now 6th. Jaden Munoz came out 6 seconds behind this battle. He is 7th, and he's got about 5 seconds in hand over Hunter Ingrav. So that charge from Munoz, is going to wind up with a net 7th, but that was pretty impressive. He went from a 23rd starting spot to the lead before eventually being penalized out, boys.
Well, even with the penalty, I'm still listing him as my driver of the day. Just screaming up through the field. And I guess, and Hunter is right there with him, I guess. I mean, he has, on a technicality, picked up more spots than Munoz had and currently has, but I think Munoz is going to be driver of the day in my book.
Yeah, it was darn impressive watching him flying through the field. It's also worth noting that that Edwards and Klimek have caught Will Weiser. Now, Weiser is just like everybody else in this top 10 on the red sidewall tires. How about Logan Edwards, though? He did the alternate strategy, and you see it by the carrots. Logan Edwards is the only driver out there, really, of note that is on the primary black sidewalls, and he is fixing to get right on by Will Weiser. Logan Edwards is coming to the front at the end on the alternate strategy.
No, he flipped it, and he absolutely nailed the strategy. He's just going to scream around Will Weiser, who has no push to pass. Well, he's got 2 seconds left, but that's really not a whole lot to do much of anything with. But we are coming to the final lap here.
We are indeed. And how about we give a call down to this man right here, Alex Van de Zandt, friend of the program in the Power Slide entry. Alex Van de Zandt has very quietly moved his way up to third. Van de Zandt is going to bring it home with a podium. But right now, it's Kevin Burrell, the general. He's going to work around, and we're going to ride with him. The general, Kevin Burrell, seemingly with it in hand. He's got 2.2 seconds up over second place, and that second place driver is a teammate. And so Aiden Mattheys looking to hold down second. Van de Zandt pretty handily in third. They've got, really, he's got over, he's outside of the draft envelope just barely of Logan Edwards. Edwards is coming, but I don't think he's got enough time. Now, it's worth mentioning, and we may want to flip back to this, it is worth mentioning, Logan Edwards was 2 seconds quicker than Alex Van de Zandt that last time by. Logan Edwards is coming. He may have a chance to do this, fellas.
It ain't over until the checkered flag is presented, Mr. Murphy.
That is very true. Logan Edwards now under a second, nearly under a second as we work off the carousel. He is definitely faster, but I think he's going to run out of time, boys.
And Van de Zandt has the 50 horsepower advantage with push to pass. Edwards down to 3 seconds, 72 seconds for Alex Van de Zandt.
Well, but we're at the most technical part of the course. If there's a technical part, it's from Canada Corner to the front straightaway, and this is where those red tires are going to be at a deficit. But still, though, Logan Edwards on the superior tires is going to pull in 2 more tenths, just not close enough.
And Kevin Burrell crosses the line. Aiden Mattheys in second, but we will work back to third to watch this battle.
There it comes. Van de Zandt, then Edwards, then Weiser, then Anna Klimek, Jaden Munoz. He is going to come across in 7th. And as we like to do here, we're going to just leave it in the flag stand. Nice battle between Flugaker, Dahlgren, and Kraus. Phil makes it up to 11th. Here comes Nick Sudik. He will finish in the 12th spot. Nadi Immel is 13th. David Hinger 14th. They've run side by side. It's going to be a minute now. Here comes Jared Wakefield. Mark Amini has been flagged off. Thomas Van Kirk is still circulating.
This could be close.
It's going to be Van Kirk over Ahmed. And then here comes Langenberg. Tykila will be along shortly. And then poor Rashad Craig, he had a problem on the first lap, got his front wing broken, came in, pitted. He makes an extra pit stop. And Rashad Craig, give this man his credit. There's Tykila. Give Rashad his credit. He is going to wind up finishing on the lead lap here. Great work from Rashad Craig. Doesn't give up. Brings it home in 20th. Whew. Well, that was fun, right? That was fun, boys. We need to do that again. Let's run that back. For this running, Kevin Burrell is your winner. Aiden Mattheys is second. Alex Van de Zandt is going to bring it home third. Logan Edwards, Will Weiser round out your top 5. And then it's going to be Anna Klimek, Jaden Munoz, Hunter Ingrav, Leon Flukiker, and Jesper Dahlgren, your top 10. In 11th, Phil Kraus. He's going to rue that speeding penalty for a while. Nick Sudik is 12th. Nadi Immel 13th. David Hinger 14th. Jared Wakefield is 15th. Matthias Markamini, Thomas Van Kirk, Shady Ahmed, Tyler Langenberg, and Tykila, the ties 19th and 20th. In 21st, how about Rashad Craig? He soldiers home after the early contact. Daniel Durazo, a lap 22nd out of the race. Franco Mancini, Caleb Brashear, Sophia Connell, and Mitch Welker. We'll get some replays queued up here. And then we'll see. If we can't get some drivers in here for our fans in the stands. There's P1, and here is your third place finisher, Alex Van de Zand. Alex, you've got Murph, you've got Luca, you've got Mr. Jacob Collins in the P1 broadcasting booth. You got a copy?
I gotcha.
I called it an uneventful run. You were, 6th, 7th, 8th, 5th, 4th. I looked up with a couple to go. You were third, my man. Kind of walk us through your drive from the back half of the top 10 to start to an eventual podium finish.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't have a whole lot of prep for this race, honestly. We were so focused on the Hoosier 500 these past 2 weeks. So, I turned my first laps like an hour before the race started. So, really didn't have a lot going into it. Qualifying lap was pretty poor. Setup was awful, but we just hadn't put in the work for it. So happy to get a podium. Some good battles with Anna for the first half, and then everybody ahead of me just kept falling apart and off the track and I think Jaden got a drive through or something, but I kept it on the track, and that's all it was really.
That's half the battle. So the report on Jade Munoz is a drive-through for incident limit, and then Phil sped on pit lane. Of course, I'm sure you're aware of that. You mentioned the Hoosier.
He did what I did in the 500 yesterday, actually.
You mentioned the Hoosier 500. You, along with Phil Kraus and some of the others, you participated in that race, and so you had kind of an early preview of what the hybrid was like, but nobody had run it in anger on a road course as yet. Kind of tell us what that was like, what were the differences, and what did you have to do a little bit differently today than maybe you've done at Road America in the past?
Yeah, well, on road, at least here, it was a lot more work than at Indy on the oval. Didn't have to regen, but you're deploying a lot more, and then figuring out like how and where and how much you can use over the lap, and then making sure that like, okay, if I deploy here, am I going to have enough for one of the main straights? And so just haven't totally figured out that yet. And then plus push to pass and pressing that button at the same time. Like, I mean, all the buttons on my wheel are scrambled now, so still got to get used to that. And that'll just take laps, a few hours, and I'll be there. But I just wasn't prepped for it yet. I think eventually it'll come naturally. It should add a really interesting element to some of the longer races with the Pro Series coming up. We'll see.
There you go. Luca, Jacob, do either of you have any questions for Mr. Van de Zand this evening, our third place finisher? I will take that as a no. They're both silent, Alex. So
no, great run, dude. I mean, it was fun watching you. I mean, just quietly plugging your way up to the top, and good run for someone with no practice. I mean, that you should be pretty happy. You should be very happy with that.
Oh yeah, for sure. It wasn't very fun to drive. The car did not agree with what I wanted it to do. But
now, in what ways was it? Were you struggling specifically?
Oh, I don't think we got the weight balance right. That was one of the big things to adjust with the hybrid. It's more weight, and it's not in the center of the car, so just weird balance things. Plus, when if you were to hit 100% charge in the battery in the middle of a corner, that can shift the balance as well and just throw you off. So a lot of just weird moments in the slow corners. So like I said, it's just going to take time to figure it out, and we'll get there eventually.
There you go, Alex. Well, thank you so much for dropping in and joining us on the broadcast. I didn't want to jinx it. Didn't want to jinx it earlier, but we had well over 70 concurrents at one point in this race, and there's a rather large audience hanging around here, waiting on you to talk. So I wanted to thank you guys for that. That's awesome for us here at P1. But with that huge audience, you get on the podium, you get the mic. Friends, family, sponsor, shout outs. The floor is yours, my friend. Have at it.
Oh yeah, just as always, big thanks to everybody at Powerslide. A lot of good work goes in week to week to, get us ready for these races. Well, not this time, obviously, but it was a huge effort for the Hoosier 500 this past weekend. Third in the field and locked out or almost locked out the top 10. So yeah, it's really inspiring what we're able to do together. And shout out to Jacob Oster. Welcome to the team. We've been friends for a while, so it's great to add another.
There you go, Alex. Well, thank you so much for dropping in. It's good to see you in one of these, and keep going fast, having fun, buddy. We'll see you at the next one.
Thanks, guys.
Yes, sir. That is Alex Van de Zandt. He runs third today. Aiden Mateys in the second Fiercely Ford entry was classified as second. Aiden has not joined us for the interview. And so we're going to get right to the man of the hour. That's the General Kevin Burrell. Kev, you've got Murph, you've got Luca and Jacob in the P1 broadcasting booth.
Hey, yo.
The more things change, the more things stay the same. A battle between you and Phil, and then a battle between you and Jaden. The thing that changed today was they both made kind of an unforced error. Phil sped and Jaden got a penalty for off tracks, and that left you kind of alone. Talk to us about the fight with those two. And were you surprised at all from the mistakes, or did you kind of see it coming from Jaden at least?
I don't know. I mean, the Jaden thing, I mean, he took a 4X off of me when he passed, which is like, apparently earlier in the race, he had a Phantom 0X when driving by Sophia. And when he drove by me, he got a 0X, and then like 5 seconds later, 0 to 4X. I didn't take any damage, and I'm pretty sure he didn't either. So just a magical 4X there. But I mean, I know the thing is that a guy who's as fast as him or Phil, right? They're going to be taking many off tracks at a track like this. It's definitely possible to. I don't know if it's really advantageous, but at the very least, like they're going to be pushing the limits every lap, right? And they're going to err on the side of 1Xs because you can here. So it would not surprise me that much if he ended up, a 13X that way, and then that put him over the limit. I mean, his pace was really good. And of course, Phil, for however little effort he put in this week, was still quite quick. So, yeah, I mean, I felt like the car was so sketchy today. I don't know if it's just the hybrid or maybe my set was just a little too on the sketchy side, but under braking now, man, this is like, especially with a low downforce track, it is tough. I'll say that much.
Yeah, I believe it. We could see you guys really kind of having some issues blowing the car up. You're noted as kind of one of the gurus of setting this thing up on a road course. Talk to us about what the difference using the hybrid is like, and have you obviously weren't in the Hoosier 500 Sunday or yesterday, so is your brain still kind of scrambled from learning the hybrid? Did you have a good idea? Did you practice with it?
Yeah. I mean, I did. I think it's just the big thing to me is of course you have the brake bias shifting when the hybrid charge hits 100%, which is that's obviously not good. I mean, if you come into a corner and you have maximum charge, you better be ready to not get on the brakes that hard because you will lock up otherwise. So I mean, sometimes even when I've had no reason to deploy whatsoever, I'll just try and burn off some of the hybrid just so that the braking zone doesn't magically go like 5% forward mid corner. And apart from that, I mean, the regen on the rear, it just really makes the car feel very loose under braking. Like I moved the bias forward. I tried other stuff. I think the conclusion that I came to is just that it does feel like you have to change the way you brake a little bit. Not like just necessarily to get more regen or anything like that. It just feels like if you brake the way you used to, the car will become very loose. And if you try and compensate for that in the setup, you lose out, right? Like you just can't really do that without making the car a little too plowy. So yeah, who knows? I mean, I'm still trying to figure it out, but I wasn't sure how big of an impact it would have, and I think there is an impact, and it does make it easier to make mistakes when you're driving, especially if you have to like manual regen, manual deploy, and then hit P2P at the moment that you start manual deploying. Like any corner where you have to do all of that, I was doing that while thinking about setting up my pit stop, and I was just like, oh man, I'm gonna hit the pit limiter on the straight here. Like we're gonna have a problem. So yeah, I mean that's basically how it was.
There you go. Well, Kevin, thank you so much for dropping in, and it's always good to talk to you, my friend. Good to see you back in one of these fields.
Yeah. Well, last season I was running the Porsche Zazo like a Euro race, which is 4 hours before this, but just because it worked out better for me time wise. But yeah, this was good and it was really fun.
Absolutely. Well, you know the drill, man. You've been up here enough. Friends, family, sponsor, shout outs. The floor is yours.
Yeah, of course. My parents, I'm sure they haven't been watching my races in a while because I've not been running anything broadcast. But yeah, good for them to get that, and of course the team, P1 Docs, First and Forward, Christian, all the guys. Yeah, just glad to see everyone still running this car. It's popular, enough still. Glad to see a good strength of field and hope that we keep going. Looking forward to IIS this year. I think it'll be really good. So, yeah, cheers.
Absolutely. Cheers to you, Kevin. Keep going fast and have fun, buddy. We'll see you at the next one.
Go catch around.
Yes, sir. That is the General Kevin Burrell. He is your winner today at Road America. And I guess we kind of got some of our questions answered, fellas. Yeah, the hybrid makes a difference. Yeah, it can be kind of tricky to handle, but the sharp edge of this field kind of came to grips with it pretty quickly, didn't they?
Dream always rises to the top. I'm just unfortunate we didn't get to ask how Tetris prepared Mr. Burrell for all his button pressing tonight.
Very true. Luca, what are your final thoughts this evening?
What do you always call it, Jacob? Dance Dance Revolution? I mean, it is this car is going from being the ultimate test to the ultimate test. I mean, it is the hardest Formula car on the service. And it is just getting harder, and as Jacob said, the cream is going to rise to the top here, and we saw that tonight. A great race, ton of fun. Can't wait to see what they are able to do next week.
The cream does rise to the top, and we're going to see cream continue to be on the top right here on P1. We do want to thank everybody for tuning in. Massive crowd tonight. If you haven't already done it, make sure you smash the like button on the video, ring the bell, subscribe to the channel so that you can be notified of all future broadcasts on the P1 Broadcasting Network, just like this one. Tonight, we've still got one race to go. Jacob Collins is going to bring you the Indy Next Series live from right here at Road America. Tomorrow night, it is the Indy Oval Series Top Split. That's going to start 7:15 from Gateway, immediately followed by the Indy Next Oval Top Split. That'll be at 8:30 Eastern Time. Wednesdays, it's the Formula Indy Series and the Horizon INDYCAR Series, 8:20 and 8 p.m. respectively. Thursday and Friday, we're going to be bringing you the AMA beginning in February. That's the Grand National Series on Thursday. And the Archway Industrial Coatings Truck Series is going to be with us on Friday. Saturday, Gary lets us have a day off. Sunday, it's going to be the Votive Racing League and the Dark Horse CW12 Series. Those are going to pick back up when we get into the real new year. I do want to thank my broadcast partners, Jacob Collins and Luca Tedesco. It's awesome having you guys in the booth. Do want to thank the competitors for showing up. We had an awesome audience tonight. Remember, like and subscribe if you haven't already done it, but it was great having you all here, seeing some new faces and seeing some old friends too. Always glad to see everybody having a good time with us here at P1. But we really want to thank the people who make it really possible: the military, the police, the firemen, the EMTs that drive the ambulance, and the nurse that unloads you when you get there. From the bottom of our hearts, we thank all of those first responders. We will catch you guys at the next one. So long for tonight, everybody.